2013 Toyota Avalon. Going to do steering column coupler. Okay? What we need to do is drop the dash. Not the dash, but the steering column. So we need to get inside there. So you need to remove this section of the lower part of the dash panel. Just clips in. You just pull them down. This section will come out. But before you do that, there's a screw, Phillips head screw, over here in this corner. And then a 10mm head screw in this corner. What you do is you pull this down, back out, and it's behind here. So you need to reach in there with an extension with a 10mm socket and remove that bolt. And then once you do that, the bottom's loose, and you can just pull this panel down because it's just in there with a bunch of clips. Okay? Wiggle it down. Now you got the hood latch. All you do is unclip it and slide it out. And you can probably just take these wire harness assembly and just push it off to the side. Okay? Let's see how that hood latch comes out of there. What you do is you grab hold of the whole cable assembly and you pull it out. And it stretches the cable. And when you pull it out, it pulls it out of this housing. And then you just take it out through the side with the cable. And you hold your lever down. And on the other side, there's a slot right here. There's a slot, and you just bring that whole cable over here and then walk this piece right out of there through that slot. And there you have it, okay? And you can go ahead and unplug each one of these switches. All you can do is push in a little tab right there, okay? And unplug the whole thing. And go ahead and take it out of there and get it out of your way. All right, next I'm gonna remove the 4 screws holding the airbag in. There's one here, one there, and one there, and then one over here. Okay? Goes right here. It goes right there. And one up there. Sits in there like this. So yeah, we got one there, and one there, and then one over here in the corner. And then what I did is I took out the screw for this one. I took this wire assembly from the airbag assembly, came over here, tucked it in right there, brought it over here to give me a little bit more extra length. I'm gonna wrap it around and stick it on top of the shifter because I cannot figure out how to disconnect it. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I got it wrapped up, sitting over there. Hopefully it's out of my way of the steering wheel when I lower the column down to get access to that motor. Okay, now we're gonna move along. Okay, you got this vent. It sits up in there like that. It splits in half. Might make it easier for you, but you need to lift up this, past a little tab that's up inside there. A little tab, let's see where we're at, right there. Little tab there, see there's the heater core lines. There's a tab sticking out pretty hard. Goes into that. And then there's also a tab on top that goes onto that one. You can't get to it because way on top, way up here on top, a little nudge, just a little notch, okay? You can get up in there, lift that baby up, and then you can pull this whole thing down. I took mine down in 2 pieces because I didn't know. But that's what it looks like on top. And there's in the front facing you. And that's just on the bottom doing nothing. Okay? And also there's a wire harness right here. Big heavy duty one. You can unplug it and get out of your way. I stuffed it back here. Right there, there it is. It clips into the side right here. Up there. clips into it. All you do is push in the tabs and separate it, okay? Now you got your steering column bolts. You got, you got one there, and you got one there. It's a stud with a nut, and stud with a nut on this side, and another stud, a nut right here, right there, and another one right up here. Looks like they're 13s. Okay. Might have to disconnect the column. I don't know. Find out when I get there. I don't want to disconnect anything actually. And then there's a wire right here. I don't know what this is doing. I have to check that out. I don't know what purpose that serves. Okay, I took the two front nuts off the steering column. They're 12 millimeter, and then I took that nut off in the back of the steering column, holding it up, and then I took this nut off and held the steering column up and then slowly dropped it down. So there's 4 nuts totally holding this column up, okay? And this is where they're at, okay? One right here. Gotta go up through the bottom, break them loose, and then use a 1/4" drive, swivel, 12 millimeter, and on the back side next to that again, okay? And right here is the motor. So what we gotta do is undo the motor and lift it up. Hopefully I don't have to undo this module. Hopefully not. Okay, there's 3 connectors. There's the first one, goes in the front. Second one in the middle, they got little tabs on it you push down on. And then the third one, the big one, you got a little tab on. Make sure you push them in and then push the tabs down. So now, I can push that off to the side and get access to my motor. And I allowed it to drop down to the floor, and I dropped it down even more, okay? All right, now you need to take the whole motor assembly off. Okay? This is the whole motor assembly. You got 2 12s and a 10, okay? 2 12s and a 10. All right, and then you can lift it up. And then your collar is inside here. See all your little pieces in there? Okay. So there's the main part of it, and all the little rubber pieces are all gone, so I need to vacuum that out, okay? And then go get my new one, my new coupler. Okay, I got the new part. I actually bought a couple of them, and it pushes right in there, okay? And what we're gonna do is put this on the steering column. Gonna put it down on there. I'm gonna wiggle it back and forth if I can, and hopefully it drops in. I cleaned it all out with a vacuum. Got all the little green particles out of there. So let's give it a shot. Okay, I got that in there. And I'm gonna see if I can get it in there. Kind of look at it a little bit. See if it's going in there right. Looks good right there. Set it on there. That looks in the right spot. What I'm gonna do is give me a bolt. bolt. Start my bolt. Get my bolt started. I need 2 hands. Make sure nothing fell out. Right there. Get that bolt started in there. And I'll move my steering column back and forth a little bit and hold on to it. See if it drops into it. Guess there's no easy way to do this. Oh, there it went. It just dropped in. Okay. So now I can snug up my bolt. You seen it drop in, didn't you? Okay. Let me get that snugged up. Okay. All right. Nice. All right. I'm gonna put my other bolts in and snug them up. Okay. I feel that if that centerpiece came out, it would have dropped all the way down. That centerpiece keeps it up a little bit, okay? And then when you tighten it down, you're squashing that centerpiece, okay? So you got 2 12s, one here and one there, and a 10 back there. Tighten those up. I used a 1/4 inch electric ratchet, and then I tightened it up with that. All right. So now, what I need to do is plug these back in. Remember your big one. You gotta plug these back in. This one went first. Try to hold the camera and do that. And then this one. I'm pretty sure it went like that. Yeah, it looks kind of doofy. Gonna take 2 hands, aren't you? 2 hands, yep. This one goes in. This one goes in there. Yep, and then this one. All right. Okay, those are in there. All right, now comes the nice and fun part. Gotta pick the steering column up and get it onto the studs, and then put your nuts on, your 12mm nuts. If you get one started, you got the other 3, okay? So, you're on your own on that one. Okay. When you're trying to put that steering column back up, what you need to do is lift it up a little bit, pull the whole column out, and make sure it pulls out of the intermediate shaft a little bit, because what you're doing is you're getting your that upper mount for that stud past this. Okay, once you get it past that, then you can push this end up there and get it up in there and get one nut started, and then get the next nut started, and then work your way up to the front and get those started. Okay, and once you got those all started, then you can go ahead and tighten those up. All right, now that you got the column bolt nuts all tight, you need to fix your steering intermediate shaft boot if it came off that, and fix the clamp. I took off the original clamp and I put on a big hose clamp, got it up out of the way. Now it's time to put this baby back up in there. Remember, it went in there like that. And this is the clip you couldn't find on top. And this goes towards you. Clips right in there. Okay. All right. You you clipped it onto the front clip, and then you pushed it back like that, and then lashed onto the top one, and you tuck it underneath the carpet. That's good. Now you need to do is route these wires above it and plug those in. Okay, now that you got those clipped in, put it into the retainer hole, fasten it up out of the way, okay? Next you need to do is get this airbag back over here. Remember, you tucked it up behind here and here. So you need to drop it back down and get it past this again. Okay, get the wire harness on the other side of it. Push this back up in there. It should clip in properly. Line up the hole, put the bolt back in there. Looks just like the bolt you took out over here. Next you need to do is line up your airbag and then get those 4 screws started. Okay? Okay, you got those 4 screws started. Make sure this wire harness isn't sticking out over here for the ALDL. Okay, so now you can tighten those up. And then next you need to do is get this under panel and get all your switches plugged in and snap it back in there. Remember, it goes underneath this. And then there's also the hole for it back here, down here, right past here. There it is. Okay, don't forget about that one. All right, don't forget about your hood latch. Remember, slide that roundish end inside here. Just go through there, hook it in there, and pull it back and get it into the white part of it. Okay, you got the hood latch done. Remember, you pulled it and then slid it through that little slot right there. Put the cable housing in there. Plug all your switches in. And on this one, this is the rear sunshade. It's messed up. All it does is it goes bang. You always have to push the button, so I left it unplugged. So that'll help eliminate that, I hope. So now you gotta put your panel up there and clip it in all the way around. Make sure it goes underneath this piece. And then you got your Phillips head screw goes there, and your 10mm head screws down here, okay? Make sure you stick that down in there. Stick it down in there, this piece. Okay? That piece right there. All right. Okay, you got the panel up. Make sure you tuck it above the airbag. Put it up in there and line up all your, get a light. Make sure you're putting all the clips into the square holes. Okay? Tap that in. Make sure they're all lined up. Put your bolt in down at the bottom. Make sure this panel's back up. Looks good. Now you can come over here and put this piece back in, tuck it in there. Tap it in. And you're all set. And now comes the moment of truth. When you start it and you turn the wheel back and forth. Okay? Okay, this is an EV. This is a, what do they call that thing? Hybrid, yeah. No more clicking or clanking. Okay, good job. Make sure you take it for a ride and make sure your steering wheel is straight, okay? Okay, that's it. That's a fun job. If I helped you out with this video, that's great. Hopefully you can help me out by subscribing, and I appreciate it. Thank you.